Chapter 22. Advice to an Actor. Saturday, May 24, 1884. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the small couch in his room. Rakhal, M, and several other devotees were present. A special worship of Kali had been performed in the temple the previous night. In connection with the worship, a theatrical performance of the Vidya Sundar had been staged in the Nattamandir. The master had watched a part of it that morning. The actors came to his room to pay him their respects. The master, in a happy mood, became engaged in conversation with a fair-complexioned young man who had taken the part of Vidya and played his part very well. Master to the actor: Your acting was very good. If a person excels in singing, music, dancing, or any other art, he can also quickly realize God, provided he strives sincerely. Just as you practice much in order to sing, dance, and play on instrument, so one should practice the art of fixing the mind on God. One should practice regularly such disciplines as worship, japa, and meditation. Are you married? Any children? Actor: Yes, sir. I had a girl who died. Another child has been born. Master: Ah! A death and a birth, and all so quickly. You are so young. There is a saying, my husband died just after our marriage. There are so many nights for me to weep. You are no doubt realizing the nature of worldly happiness. The world is like a hog plum. The hog plum has only pit and skin, and after eating it, you suffer from colic. You are an actor in the theatre. That's fine. But it is a very painful profession. You are young now, so you have a full round face. Afterwards, there will be hollows in your cheeks. Almost all actors become like that. They get hollow cheeks and big bellies. Laughter. Why did I stay to watch your performance? I found the rhythm, the music, and the melody all correct. Then the Divine Mother showed me that it was God alone who acted in the performance in the roles of the players. Actor: Sir, what is the difference between lust and desire? Master: Lust is like the root of the tree, and desires are branches and twigs. One cannot completely get rid of the 6 passions: lust, anger, greed, and the like. Therefore, one should direct them to God. If you must have desire and greed, then you should desire love of God and be greedy to attain Him. If you must be conceited and egotistic, then feel conceited and egotistic thinking that you are the servant of God, the child of God. A man cannot see God unless he gives his whole mind to Him. The mind is wasted on woman and gold. Take your own case. You have children and are occupied with the theatre. The mind cannot be united with God on account of these different activities. As long as there is bhog, there will be less of yoga. Furthermore, bhog begets suffering. It is said in the Bhagavata that the Avadhuta chose a kite as one of his 24 gurus. The kite had a fish in its beak, so it was surrounded by 1,000 crows. Whichever way it flew with the fish, the crows pursued it, crying "Cow, cow." When all of a sudden the fish dropped from its beak, the crows flew after the fish, leaving the kite alone. The fish is the object of enjoyment. The crows are worries and anxiety. Worries and anxiety are inevitable with enjoyment. No sooner does one give up enjoyment than one finds peace. What is more, money itself becomes a source of trouble. Brothers may live happily, but they get into trouble when the property is divided. Dogs lick one another's bodies. They are perfectly friendly. But when the householder throws them a little food, they get into a scrap. Come here now and then. Pointing to M and the others. They come here on Sundays and other holidays.